Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh here with my Gishki deck profile. This is one deck that there's been a lot of debate on whether it is good, whether it's bad, whether it's great, whether it's terrible. So if you have any opinions on the archetype as a whole, you can go ahead and post them below. I would like to hear them. Regardless of how good it turns out to be, I'm still going to build this as a fun deck. I'm still trading for all the stuff for it. Just because, as a lot of my earlier subscribers would know, I love ritual decks, and this is the first ritual archetype, so I'm still going to build this. But anyway, I run 3 Gishki Abyss. It's the Stratos of the deck. You pretty much have to run 3 of these. I run 3 Gishki Shadow to search out the ritual spell card, because obviously you need the ritual spell card. I run 2 Gishki Vision. This is exactly the same as Gishki Shadow, except it searches out the monster. You can discard it to add a ritual monster from your hand, and if you use it as the tribute for a water ritual, you can use it for the entire tribute. Same with Gishki Shadow, but I only run 2 of these because we have a lot of other ways to search out the monster, and we're running a lot more monsters than we are spells anyway. I use 2 Gishki Beasts for Ixie's plays and recycling stuff. I use 1 Gishki Aerial. If it's a flip effect, you can add 1 Gishki monster from your deck to your hand. Obviously, it's slower than the rest of the searchers since it's a flip effect, so I only run 1 of these. But it still helps me set up Ixie's plays with Beasts, so that's pretty good. I run 3 Evigishki Gust Kraken. This is the hand loop. You can kind of hand loop with this one. This is the main one. This is the focus of the deck. You can kind of hand loop your opponent with it, and it's very easy to recycle it. I run 1 Soul Ogre. This is just a huge beater. 2000 attack, 2000 defense. Once per turn, I can discard 1 Gishki monster, target 1 face-up card my opponent controls, and shuffle it into the deck. This just helps me clear the field too. I run 1 Evigishki Levianma. Now this is one of the huge boss monsters of the deck. Whenever it attacks, I can draw a card and reveal it. So basically, it's plus whenever I attack. That is absolutely crazy. It's got 2700 attack, and if the revealed card is a Gishki monster, I can look at 1 card in my opponent's hand. So just little extra advantage. I can see what my opponent has coming at me, but still a plus every time you attack. That is pretty crazy. I only run 1 of these though, just because it's so searchable, and I'm not looping with it or anything. I really only need 1. Then I run 1 Evigishki Theologicus. I run 1 for the same reason I only run 1 Levianma, but this is another really crazy one. Once per turn, I can pay 1000 life points, draw 1 card, and reveal it. If it's a Gishki monster, shuffle 1 card on the field into the deck. So, at the cost of 1000 life points, I can plus every turn, and if it's a Gishki monster, I can help clear the field. That is really crazy, not so much as 3200 attack. It does have 0 defense though, so it's very weak to Book of Moon. And I run 1 Evigishki Mind August. Whenever it's ritual summoned, I can target up to 5 cards in any graveyard and shuffle them back into the deck. Now, this might be, I don't never really use this for my opponent unless there's something that I really want to get out of my opponent's grave, but I can use this card to basically recycle my entire deck. I still only need 1 for the same reason I only need 1 Solo Leviathan and Zilgigas, just because it's so searchable, and I can recycle it, but I can basically recycle the entire deck with this. It's really crazy. I attack 1 Spirit Reaper, just great card for the format. 3 Effect Veiler, another good card for the format. Then spells, I use 3 Gishki Aquamir, which is the ritual spell for Gishki you pretty much have to. I run 3 Salvage. It's a +1 every time I use it, and I can recycle basically all of my Gishki search cards. So that is absolutely insane, and this basically keeps the fuel up for the loop. I attack 1 Preparation of Rites. It's a search. I can get Aquamir out of my grave, and I search out a ritual for my deck, and if there's an Aquamir in the grave, I can add it back to my hand. So basically, it just helps me set up. It just helps me set things up. Like maybe I don't want the Aquamir back in my deck, and maybe I want something out of my deck. It just gives me some alternative search options. I use 1 Night Beam just to test it out. I don't really like this. I'm gonna replace it with an MST. And 1 MST. This is the original. This one's gonna stay. The Staples, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon. And then I use 3 Royal Decree because I don't have a whole lot of space for a big trap lineup, and I just like to not have to worry about traps in this deck. It's really nice. 1 Torrential for a field wipe, and 1 Solemn Judgment. And I use these 2. I only use these 2 because they're not very dead. With Solemn Judgment, I can side out Decrees if I need to, and so I got side deck, 2 Maxi, 2 MSC. I haven't really worked on the side deck too much. Extra deck is very standard, also. So, yeah, not too much to either of those, but if you have any opinions on this deck, I don't know too much about the archetype, how it plays. So if anyone has any tips for me, what to run, what to not to run, what to take out, or just advice on the archetype as a whole, I would love to hear that down below. And peace out, YouTube.